Fabric scrap quilt, simple shapes, intricate patterns. Imagine turning tiny leftover pieces of fabric into a stunning quilt that looks like it took hours to design. That's what making a fabric scrap quilt is all about. It's a fun way to reuse materials and create something beautiful from what might seem like scraps. You start with basic shapes like squares, triangles, or strips. These are easy to cut and sew, making the process accessible for beginners and experienced quilters alike. The trick is how you arrange these shapes. By placing different colors and prints next to each other, you can make patterns that look complicated but are actually simple to piece together. For example, sewing 9 patches or star blocks from small scraps can give your quilt a detailed look. Using techniques like string piecing, where you sew strips of fabric onto a foundation, or crumb piecing, which uses tiny bits layered together, makes the most of even the smallest scraps. These methods help you create textured, colorful designs without wasting fabric. When you think about recycling and upcycling textiles, scrap quilts are a perfect example. They turn what could be trash into art, reducing waste and giving new life to old fabrics. To make your quilt durable, sew the scraps with a 1/4-inch seam allowance, which is the standard for most quilting projects. You can make a wall hanging, a lap quilt, or a full-sized bed quilt depending on how many scraps you have. Using a limited color palette can help unify the design, even with many different fabrics. You can also sew scraps into larger units, then cut those into traditional shapes for a more organized look. Patterns like the circus cabin or starbright stars are great because they allow for irregular scraps and still look neat. The key is to start with simple shapes and experiment with placement. As you sew, the patterns will emerge, creating an intricate look from very basic pieces. This process not only saves fabric but also sparks your creativity. It's a wonderful way to make a one-of-a-kind quilt that tells a story through its colors and textures. So, yes, a fabric scrap quilt begins with simple shapes but can turn into a complex, eye-catching piece through clever arrangement and sewing. It's a perfect project for anyone who loves recycling textiles and making art from leftovers.